Hey, I just want to do a symbolic little cleanse for you guys. I hope you guys got involved in the VTIQ. That was my last free gift. I'm running a class on Saturday, and very important pivot point today in the markets. Extremely important stuff that you should have been a part of. The VTIQ paid for many persons subscription, and this will be the last YouTube video I do, because I'm going to start taking the market serious again now that we had a significant pivot point. Our multi-day VWAP was screaming today. We had an extreme day today. Extreme day. And if you'd like to learn more, I hope you know where to find me at this point. But my voice has been going, and I'm going to concentrate on a few other things, so I might not be on YouTube. I'm all right, and if UVXY happens to go up for 2 more days, I might actually shave, but I'm kind of digging this right now. But I'll be doing a class on Saturday all about these last 2 weeks. We're really just going to crush it and show you all the VWAP levels that held up during the crash in March, show you where support resistance was based on all the multiple timeframes that we use, how to use them, how to find ideas, where to place stops. Really going to talk some more about platforms and, borrowing, being able to get the short if you gonna short a stock is quite important. And we'll talk some philosophy about fear and greed, and of course, inertia and momentum. Sometimes just knowing the difference between stocks is all you need. VTIQ is not Halliburton. And you got to know the differences between what you're trading here. VTIQ doesn't matter. The inertia or the momentum got started with the catalyst where that news that had already been released for some reason caught fire again, and momentum ensues, short squeezes, and then, of course, multiple time frame VWAPs. It has been probably this is the most serious I've felt about the market in a long time. If today turns out to be the pivot point that it was, our VIX finally pivoted, the VIX futures finally pivoted, the dreaded UVXY had its best day in 50 days. We had a blow off top on each indice. Plus, we had the momentum stocks, the not the king of all momentum, VTIQ. We'll see what happens with that one tomorrow. But we've got a couple of names that have been guiding the market. And I'm not talking about the FANG. I'm talking about the dash for trash. Stocks that had no business doing what they were doing. Those finally got their comeuppance, which then led into the market rolling over, which then finally was confirmed by the volatility spiking up. So all that stuff, if what I just said doesn't mean anything to you, come and take the class. We're going to do this is what we do. Every 6 weeks I do something. It's more of a review for the members, but now it's been catching on for the new guys. So again, if you're out there struggling, if you're out there and you're in a chat room and they're not giving you ideas on a daily basis that you could actually make money on, if you're dealing with a stockbroker still at this point, or just whatever you're doing, if it's not working out, take a gander at what we're doing. Again, I'm not trading huge size anymore. And the money, I'm not flying around in a private jet, but that's why I do what I do live every day. Come and enjoy it. Again, if I make a little bit and everybody else makes a little bit, that is the way. This is the way, to use that phrase from The Mandalorian. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have the energy lately to come on and do the reviews. But I'm glad you guys listened to me on the VTIQ. That was the crazy thing is we were in it before the options explosion. So the $15 calls were $1. It's pretty sick. You know, again, we didn't hold the $15 calls, but for this week, I bought the 10s for $5 2 weeks ago, which, you know, selling them at 10 and 15, you think you're doing something smart, and next thing you know, they're going to be worth $50 each probably. So again, I don't know what's going to happen with the merger. Once this thing rolls over, I'm sure it'll be epic also. It's definitely one to watch for the next 3 to 5 years. You know, normally it takes, you know, 3 to 4 years for the stock to double, or 2 days in this market. So stock's up 100% for the week. It's a lot, but we've seen this story before. And now that you got over 27.50, I'm assuming we have to go to 30. If we break 30, then there's no reason to sell it until you get at least $50 for it. So the way I've been trading it is I don't care what it does during the day as long as it doesn't break the multi-VWAP. And today it pulled back to the 1 minute, held it. And in that moment, some traders, if you bought it at the worst possible price and it starts to pull back on you, 2-point pullback sometimes scares people. But our attitude was nothing's getting us out of the stock unless it truly rolls over. We're willing to sacrifice a big day not to sell it. So if you're a swing trader, you're going to have to sacrifice one of those days where either you try to pick the top and you get lucky, or you just hang with it and let it ride. And that's what it is right now. We're letting it ride. We sold, you know, I'm down to 20%. I can't not sell an option contract that I bought at 5 when it's trading at 11. And then it's at 15. I have to sell. It's as much as I want to be irresponsible and watch the stock go to 50 and not sell any of it, just sell it all at 50. So now if it collapses 8 points tomorrow for some reason, at least I've sold some at some ridiculously high price. But the thing is, they just created new option chains for the stock. They created $40 calls. That's why I'm assuming it's going to 40. But DraftKings has been pretty sweet as well. I got to tell you, the best trade of the day today was for me is beating the shit out of Space on the short. Got my revenge on that bitch. Reversal, hammered it, tried to rally, hammered it again, started selling calls against it, naked calls on Space, 20s, even 25s, some 30s. Just crushed that stock today. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing. It's a very important day. And tomorrow's going to be equally as important. These next 3 days are going to be where this market goes, I'm telling you, for the whole summer. I'm telling you. This is going to be the moment of truth. Well, I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen, but I got the levels. If those levels get violated, I'm going to be putting on the biggest position I've had on in 20 years. No, maybe ever. I'm gonna dwarf that position I had in 2012. Probably talking about 5,000 QQQ puts. Put up like a $500,000. Stock tanks 3-4% again tomorrow. The next day, I'll make $1 million, and then maybe we'll come back and have some time for some videos or whatnot. But today, very significant. The follow-through trade now will be more important, because if today's action gets confirmed, it's going to be the most massive couple of days on the downside. And it's going to be fan-fucking-tastic. All right? So all we need, and again, I'm not rooting against the VTIQ, but that has something to do with the equation here. You know? I just, I need confirmation of this, and I need every one of these, these bullshit stocks have to roll over tomorrow simultaneously. So I need to get, just like February 20th and 21st and 22nd, when I started seeing bullshit, we saw a bunch of that today. So now, the only thing about this market right now, it makes too much sense for it to sell off tomorrow. That's why I'm thinking there might be that one hiccup, and then we roll. And I'm really kind of hoping I'm right about that, because I would love to see this market get annihilated into the close on a Friday, so we can make some serious money and not have to lay out 500,000 to make $1 million. We could lay out 50 grand to make 500,000. I'd rather do that than have to go fucking ballistic on one position. I'd like to be able to just hammer, I'd love to see the Q start, to stabilize right above that 222, right? And then if we roll over, we get them 218s on Friday at 15 cents, and then we roll over to the real support. That could be a 30 bagger. So, a lot of stocks are set up, but I'm going to go with the QQQ because that has been the king of all stocks. And if the king's about to take a break, I'm going to help it along. But many, many missed opportunities over the last 3 months, my friends. Do not let this next leg down, if we do get it, be one of those opportunities that you say, oh, I should have sold, because at least sell. Today was a day where I don't know if you are brave enough to sell and go short, but today was a selling day. Today was a massive selling day, except, of course, for VTIQ, which, again, because of the market weakness, I thought selling it on the way up today was very, very prudent. And obviously, I was proved wrong, because momentum and inertia and short squeezes is pretty much the basic, the main reason to own a stock. And that VTIQ, wow, just awesome. Just a lot of fun today, rumors, Grubhub, Uber, just a lot of good stuff, And by the way, one of our stocks reported earnings today, ADPT, no intentions of selling it, don't care. 10 years we're holding this stock. All right? If you don't know, not in this thing for 20 points. We're up 20 points on the trade, not even flinching. ADPT, 4 to 500, 10 years from now. So hopefully we're around, and when I'm selling my 100 or 200 shares at $399 a share, we'll remember this video and I'll say, hey, remember that stock we bought at 20 bucks and during the crash? Well, I'm selling it for 400 now. All right. So let's all pray for some bullshit news tomorrow morning that they gap the market up on, because I'm planning on putting on, no joke, the biggest position of my life. I'm talking about I'm selling every stock I own. I'm cashing in on anything I could find. I'm going to raise capital. I'm going to sell blood, if not that anybody would want my blood or any bodily fluid out of my body. But whatever I can do, I'm going to slam this market, because chances are it's only going to last for 2 or 3 days. So I'm going to make this 2 or 3 day sell-off. And again, majority of it happened today. Should have got a running start, but I was kind of snoozing. But we're still at some critical levels that if we don't get above them tomorrow, I think we're going to roll over hard. So these next 5 to 6 points, and that's all I'm looking for. I'm looking for 214 on the QQQ. You give me 214, that should equal about a $500,000 trade. So these next 5 to 7 points on the QQQ, this is going to be my money. So if the Qs are not, if the Qs are crashing, or let's say the Qs close at 214 on Friday, that'd be a pretty sweet spot. All right. And if none of that happens and the market starts to rally and the UVXY starts to crash, I guess we're going to rally for the next 3 to 6 years. So that's how important tomorrow and the next couple of days are. I really, truly believe that. And it's going to be the most important 2 to 3 days and following Monday. So these next 4 or 5 days, very important, I think. We're at a very big crossroads. Lack of catalysts. Earnings season's coming to an end. We understand that the money from the government has been put to use. Now we'll see where we are. And if you think about it, all I'm looking for was a 214 pullback. You realize the QQQ was at 161 just about a month and a half ago, and we were falling off the earth in the biggest market crash we've ever had in the history of mankind. So basically, I'm looking for 4 points. It's really not a big deal. So, but I just hope I'm in it to win it. Stay black.